So today we're going to talk about winter. I have done a previous message on talking about all the seasons and the purpose of each season. Um, but today we're going to focus on winter because we're in the winter. Um, this is the beginning of February, so February the 2nd, 2026. In the United States, we have been, we're just kind of getting over a winter storm. So we had some pretty cold, temperatures. A lot of places had a lot of snow and everything. Where I am in the South, we don't typically have a lot of snow per se, but we have definitely had record numbers in low temperatures. So we're going to talk about winter and how that can affect us in the winters in our particular life. So when you think about winter, you think about a state of stagnancy, a state of death, a state of dormancy, a state of clarity, a state of doom, or not doom, but a state of gloom, I would say. So in the winter time, even looking outside, I have some limbs that have dropped in my backyard from, trees or whatever. Some of the trees in my yard, some of the trees are in the neighbor's yard, but the limbs have kind of fallen over. You have leaves, you have a lot of leaves that drop from the trees because, of course, during the winter time, the trees are not getting, most trees at least, are not green anymore. They're not, they're not producing foliage. We have some pine trees where those are still, of course, those are still green for the most part, but not as green as they are during the other seasons of the year. So even just thinking about how the limbs that kind of drop from my neighbor's tree over into my yard, and that's life as well. Sometimes when you are having a winter in your life, if you're not careful, then some of your limbs may fall onto someone else. When you're going through your dormancy season, when you're going through your stagnant season, when you are going through your season of death, you have to be careful because you can definitely easily, unintentionally drop some of your dead limbs, drop some of your dead debris over into someone else's life. You can easily, unintentionally kill someone else's dream or kill someone else's things that they may have going on by emptying out some of your dead things that's in your life, by emptying that out into their life. And how we can do that is being stuck in negativity, for one. Being stuck in negativity, because that's contagious. You have to work on being a joyful person. So even in the winter seasons, it's difficult because the sun is not shining at its brightest on most days. It may not be. Some days the sun is still shining bright. It's like today is actually a beautiful day. The sun is actually out shining bright. It's still cold out here, but the sun is shining bright. I think the high temperature today will be a little higher than it has been. But so so the when the sun is kind of low and it's kind of a gloomy day, then that can affect your mood. Usually, our moods are affected with the weather, with the temperature, with the highs and lows of the sun, with the highs and lows of the clouds, the highs and lows of the moon, all of those things. Your atmosphere can affect your mood. Your atmosphere can affect your mood. So in your winter season, you definitely have to be more diligent on choosing joy. You have to be more diligent on picking your battles. You have to be more diligent on keeping your inside happy, keeping your inside prepared for. Because, see, the thing is, winter can signify, well, it does signify a season of death. Okay, but we all know that wherever there is death, whenever there is death, you are preparing for a rebirth. When your spiritual man dies, then you are preparing to be born again. If your physical man dies, then you are preparing to be born again. Maybe not physically, but on the spiritual realm. When a area in your life, when that dies, because every area has its highs, its lows, it has its booming times, and it has its times where it's stagnant. Even in business and everything else, relationships. I mean, any and everything that you can think of, life itself has its highs and its lows. And so that's what we're talking about. We're talking about that winter season, because that's the time when it's hard to celebrate. It's hard to stay joyful. It's hard to even think about getting to springtime when you will have rebirth. It's hard to think about that because your mood is kind of low. It's kind of, it's cold outside, so you don't really feel like getting out in the cold air. It's hard to drink water because the water make you feel colder, so you want to continue to drink warm things. But most of the time, because if you're drinking coffee all the time, then that's only going to continue to dehydrate you. When you continue to be dehydrated, you get headaches and all sorts of things start to happen. So it's hard to choose joy. It's hard to stay on track. It's hard to remain in your happy place during your winter seasons. It's hard to stay optimistic during your winter seasons. So be mindful of how you are maintaining your winter season. This is the time for you to go inside. It's the time for you to turn within. Maintain your inner balance. Think about your mental health. Think about your spiritual health. Think about your emotional health. I know medically speaking, a lot of doctors may recommend during the winter months for you to take vitamin. I think it's vitamin D3, to take that during the winter months, just to kind of maintain that vitamin D level that we get from the sun, because of course during the wintertime you're not outside as much, or The sun is not shining as much, so you're not absorbing that vitamin from the sun. So that will help stabilize your mood, because you can easily fall into a wintry state emotionally as well. So, but this is the time that you pay attention to your emotions, you pay attention to your spiritual health, you pay attention to your hormonal health. I mean, you pay attention to your inner man altogether. You pay attention to your inner child. This is the season for you to listen. Listen to Holy Spirit. What is Holy Spirit telling you? Listen to your inner man. What is your inner man telling you? When you're in your state of stagnancy, allow your stagnancy to be on purpose. Allow it to be with purpose. So you're not just lying dormant for dormancy's sake. You're lying dormant on purpose. You're in a state of stagnancy on purpose. You're in your hibernation state on purpose. Because when you come out, you will come out on purpose. You will come out with a purpose. And this will make your spring back that much brighter. Your spring back will be on purpose. So let's just pay attention to this season. Don't take this season for granted. When you think, another thing that I think about during the winter months is people most often crave soups. And why is that? Because soups are, they keep you warm. They just feel good to you, but soups are also nourishing. So those are the types of things that you need to be doing. I know that there was a series of books called Soup for the Soul, and they had a different series for different sectors of life. But think about the soup for your soul. What soup is your soul craving at this moment? And this is when journaling comes in hand. Journaling is so important. Journaling is a daily habit for me. That's why I have written the journal, Edify My Soul, a 30-day journey of transformation. Because when you journal, that's exactly what it does. It will transform you. It will help you go through your transformation. And even when you're transforming, when you're in your state of transformation, you have to, in order to go from one state to another state, one state must die. So the old you cannot be in order for the new you to exist. So you must go through this winter season. You must go through your season of death in order to have rebirth, in order to spring back on purpose. You must have a winter season. But the key is that your winter season can only be beautiful when it is on purpose. You are having a winter season. A winter season is not having you. So let's make sure that we are not allowing the winter season to have you. You have a winter season. So you own your winter season. Why? Because it's on purpose. The winter season shall not have you, meaning that the winter season shall not take over you. You have a winter season because it's on purpose. So until next time, stay vigilant, pay attention to your inner man, and let's make this winter season be on purpose.